welcome back to another Sims 4 build tour. I am really excited about this one. This one was a bit of a labor of love and got frustrating in certain areas and certain aspects because this comes from a kids' cartoon show called, if any of you are looking at this going, oh, I already know this one. This is from the show Bluey. And Bluey is my toddler's absolute favorite show. That, along with Miss Rachel, are like her two favorite things in the whole world. And so, just for funsies, I decided to make the healer's house. And I plopped it here on this particular plot of land in Tartosa, which is very beautiful, but maybe not very Australian looking. There isn't really an Australian world. I mean, I could have put it in maybe Oasis Springs or perhaps San Sequoia, someplace that doesn't really get too cold in the winter. Tartosa has similar weather vibes, but it is more coastal. It is more by the sea. But I thought it just looked really nice in this particular world, just matched up against the scenery. So there are a few Easter eggs in here, starting with Jeremy the gnome in the front yard next to the bird bath. And then over here, if you are familiar with any of the episodes of the show, we have Bluey's little red house and the little blocks that she uses in the episode Rain. And then one of the trickier parts of this build is actually getting the Queenslander foundation right. A Queenslander home is actually built on these like cement blocks to hold up the foundation, and then in between is kind of this like paneled fencing to kind of block it off. And so what I did was I created a little one by one room in the corners of the house and then like along the sides here. And then I picked a more stone looking foundation to kind of give it that, cement block, cement kind of look. And then the rest of the foundation, I kind of used this one, which kind of has that paneled fencing look from Cats and Dogs. So that was kind of the best way I could make it work, and kind of fit the vibe and also look very much like the Bluey house. Then around the sides here, we of course have the clothesline. And then we have the slip and slide out here, the water slide. We have, if you're familiar with the grannies, we have this lovely sand pit area, which, I mean, technically the Sims can't get into unless you unless you knock some of that out so they can actually get into the sand pit. But it is kind of fun. And then over here we have the big tree. I got this tree from, I believe, was it For Rent? Is this a Tom tree? Wait, where is it from? Let me see. It's got lilacs and lanterns. Oh, it's actually from the movie Hangout one. Interesting. So I like it because the tree in the backyard also has like lights and lanterns and things hanging from it. So I will say this particular build is toddler approved. I showed this build to my toddler and she kept saying, Bluey house, Bluey house. So she did recognize it, which, I take as very high praise. For a 2-year-old to recognize the Bluey house. So one of the difficult things about this home is, again, there are certain parts of the home that you don't actually see in real life. So most of the, like, if you remember the episode, if you're a Bluey fan, if you don't remember the episode, that's fine. But from the episode Sticky Gecko, you see the front part of the house here, and a bunch of other episodes like Rain and a few others, you kind of see this front entryway area. But I can't think of a single episode where you actually see this front bay window and this whole living space here. So I kind of had to make it up as I went along. Now, I think I was just recently watching an episode. There was like a piano. So I think I might stick a piano along this wall or along that wall between the bookshelves here later. But Yeah, just from watching the show over and over again. Now, the other thing I did, because this show, according to Joe Brum, this house kind of exists in the imagination of the girls from their childhood. I took the front entryway and like the secondary stairs. There's actually two different staircases, or it would seem to be two different staircases in the show, like one towards the front of the house and then another set of stairs towards the back. And it just didn't work for me. And so I kind of envisioned that the back portion of this staircase is actually the green walled one with the red couch and the stuff behind the couch, the little bookshelf area. And then again, I put a TV and another whole entertainment system over here. Um, and then, because sometimes this door in the show, if you watch, sometimes the door is to the side, and then sometimes the door is over here. But again, because it comes from a TV show and the floor plan actually makes no sense, you just kind of have to deal with what you've got. And this just made the most sense to me. So this actually came from the episode Rain as well, as Bluey is running into the house and then coming back outside. The only difference is I put it here on this wall instead of here where it probably should have been, just because it makes more sense with the flow of this Sims house. So anyway, moving on, we have in here is the laundry room. So if you remember the episode Smoochy Kiss, where the girls wouldn't let dad and mom kiss because dad belonged to them until he got all gross and he peed on his foot. And then that all took place kind of in this area. So we have the bathroom that he was using, and then out here we have this laundry area. And then I put the washer and some laundry things and some closet things in here. And then down the hall is where we have that's the other door to this toilet. And then further down the hall, we actually have the office where both parents have been seen to work. So in Tradies, the mom works in this office, and then in a lot of episodes, you see the dad Bandit working in this office. So I kind of have some of his stuff. There's bookshelves, and I picked a bookshelf that had like archaeology type trinkets because the dad is an archaeologist. And then I also have vases and a little chest of drawers and some trophies and things. Some drawings that the girls would have done and put up just because that's in there. And then, of course, the blinds and the fans. So tried to make it look as true to the show as possible. And then across the hall here, we have the girls' playroom. Now, clearly, there isn't like a Bluey stuff pack, so we don't have the playhouse thing with the rainbow tent, but we do have a play tent. We also have another dollhouse, and we have the doctor kit because, of course, Bingo would have that. And I couldn't find a wall that had like yellow with green polka dots on it, so this was kind of the closest I could get. And then, of course, we have the drapery in the ceiling, which also doubles as lighting, which is pretty cool. And then we have this play table, and there isn't a kiwi rug, so I picked the frog. Now, other people have some Bluey builds. They've used just a plain green rug, a round green rug. There are a number of green rugs, but I just figured the frog was cute. And this makes a pretty fun playroom. And then we have over here, we've got the monkey in the corner. Kind of thought it looked like Mr. Monkey Jocks, even though Mr. Monkey Jocks is quite a bit smaller. And then out here on the back porch, we have a little creative table for the girls to use as well. And then I didn't have around the tree, so I took these little benches that were wooden and I kind of placed it around the tree, which also there's a fence underneath as well. It's a little bit wonky. You could try to straighten it out, make it look better if you want. That's about the best I could do, and I was running out of time. So, oh, there's also a blue bucket out there that you can actually play in The Sims. If you play in this house, you can fill it up with water balloons, which is pretty cool. So, the way that this layout makes the most sense is to actually have the home be 3 stories tall. So, if we go up the stairs in the front, we find ourselves headed towards this landing here where, oh, I went a little too high, where the kitchen and dining area is. So there's the kitchen and the kitchen dining. I would call it maybe, in America, we'd probably call it the breakfast room. So it's a eating space in the breakfast room, and then I have the I have the mixer from duck cake out there on the counter, which is where Dad made the duck cake. The little stool and oven, and we've got these little subway tiles here. And then there's actually subway tiles as kind of a backsplash, and I couldn't find anything that really worked because of the way the the wallpaper is. There's no backsplash other than a really colorful one from, I think, Love Struck, that just, yeah, didn't work. I also put that little corner cabinet with these little shelves from, I think was it Cool Kitchen, or it was one of the kitchen packs sticking out of that. And then out here we have the little kitchen veranda space that wraps around. So we do have the red couch out the window here. And then around the corner, because it's all I could fit, I could kind of pull the space out maybe, but we also have the grill and the picnic table around the corner here. So that's kind of how I had to work it. And then through here, we have the living area, living space. So this is the living room, and we've got the TV stand, couch and chair, the fun little funky rug. There's a family photo portrait, although I don't know why it's not showing the family, because the family does live here. And then back behind the living room is the sunroom, and then that is the stairs going up to the next floor. So we'll get to that. And the sunroom has the seating in there, as well as some of the plants and things, and that fun rug, which is pretty close to the rug in the show. The flooring is actually pretty close to the flooring in the show too. And then realizing in the episode Housework, there is actually another like round dining table out here this direction, and because that's where the girls were like cleaning up, and there's a red rug underneath and some of those green chairs, so that actually fits really nicely out here. And then I kind of had to make this area here just kind of a, I don't know, sitting area. I mean, I'm sure the girls could turn it into a really fun kind of play space, but it's not the playroom. And then up behind the living room here is where I tucked away another set of stairs to make the upstairs area. So up here, we have the parents' bedroom up on the landing here. So there's the dresser, the bed, the rug, which I love that rug, and the plant are pretty close to the ones in the show. I kept going back and forth between which door to use out here to the veranda, because there is the open style one, which you can make white. And so I ultimately chose that one. I think it's from the, is it Snowy Escape or is it from For Rent? But it's just kind of a sliding door out there. And then in here we have the parents' bathroom, which has the toilet, the window, of course. Oh, Bandit. And the dual sinks and the shower. I've actually play tested this and it does work. And then around the corner here, that room down this hall here is just a closet area. So nothing too special. And then we have a really long toilet, which I might cut in half and just move the toilet forward a little, because this is just, it's a bit excessive. But then we have the bathroom with the bathtub, the sink, another little step stool area here, and of course the shower. Oh yeah, the the towels need to be moved over just a little bit, I think, or maybe the door. And then we have the spare room, which used to be the nursery, but the girls have, of course, grown out of the nursery. And so we've got some stuff hanging in here. The floor color is a little bit different. The green stripy walls. And I did that meticulously by making each, oh no. Or maybe that's just the perspective I've got going here. But like each panel of paint, I kind of did back and forth. Same with most of the painting in here, actually. And then we have the watermelon rug in the girls' bedroom. The lights hanging up over there. I didn't really see any sort of wall decals that was like, glow in the dark stickers like they have up along that wall, but it's fine. And I had some toys up on the shelf, but they seem to have disappeared, which is interesting. So I might have to go back and throw some toys up on the shelf. We have this lovely salt lamp from Werewolves. And the Healer family I actually created and uploaded to the gallery. They are a werewolf family, so it's pretty fitting. And then, of course, we've got the veranda part up here. And you can just look out over Tartosa, which is pretty cool. And I think that's all the Easter eggs I created for this particular build. So there you have it. The Healer's Home from Bluey. And it is uploaded into the gallery for you to have fun with it. And you can even throw the Healer family. I actually have them in my Super Sim save for right now. They're just going to be like neighbors, townies that just kind of pop in from time to time, and maybe we can make friends with the Healer family. So enjoy, and thank you so much for watching.